There are exactly 7 powerful exercises that every man over 40 needs to do in 2025. Which exercises these are, I'm going to explain them in this video because if you are like me, you hate wasting your time. When you are a little bit younger, you don't really care that much, but once you pass the threshold of 40, you know that every second counts. And these exercises that I'm showing you are most bang for your buck. They give you results, the ones that you've always dreamed of. And if you're over 40 and you want to become strong, fit, and lean without going to the gym, download my free ebook in the first link in the description. Grüezi miteinander, Gregory von Lebe here. Let's waste no time and jump right into these 7 beasts of exercises that you must learn, must know, must understand, and apply consistently to get massive results. Exercise number 1, the double half snatch. Yes, I'm starting with a banger. The double half snatch trains every single muscle fiber in your body. We're hinging. This means we train the posterior chain, your legs. Then we have to pull these suckers overhead. And the difference with 2 kettlebells is that we have to actually do a lot of pulling. With the snatch, usually you want to use your legs as much as possible, which you have to do here as well. But with double kettlebells, you can't depend on leverage mechanics and you can't lean back and you can't use the legs as much as you want to, hence you have to pull. Once those kettlebells land overhead, you have to fixate them, you have to stop the energy that's coming from below, and then you drop it into the backswing, and here we go again. If you master this exercise, and yes, it looks difficult and it actually is, but once you master this, you will get massive gains in all fronts. Exercise number 2 is the deficit push-up. Now, to do the deficit push-up safely, we have to make sure that the kettlebells are stable. I've used many kettlebells, and I believe the Pro kettlebell is the best kettlebell ever because it's stable. There are other reasons as well why I recommend this kettlebell, so if you want to get 10% off, you find a link in the description plus the code. However, it is crucial. You don't want to drop and then break your nose on the floor because the kettlebell wasn't stable. So with the deficit push-up, I think push-ups are one of the best exercises ever for chest development. And if you can increase that range of motion, you got a lot of bang for your buck because more stretch means more gains. And once you land in that final position where you fixate yourself over those bells, make sure you fully lock the joints. Exercise number 3 and 4 is a superset, the snatch and the burpee. We've already talked about the half snatch with double kettlebells. Now we only have 1 kettlebell, and now we can use the full leverage mechanics of the upper body. We can use the full power and the thrust mechanics from the legs, and now we can turn the snatch into a conditioning and endurance, strength endurance exercise. That's the reason why I do it always at the end of my workout. And we combine it with one of the best calisthenics exercises that you can do on planet Earth, and that is the burpee. So we start with endurance and strength endurance, and then we keep it that way. So what I like about the burpee is, hands down, you jump back into the sprawl position, push up, and then from the bottom of the push-up, you explosively push yourself away from the floor to land in the bottom of the squat, and then you stand up. I don't jump around. I like the military version, slow and controlled. But this combination, this strength endurance strength combination, is a match made in heaven, and you have to do it on a regular basis, and the superset really works well. Exercise number 5 and 6, we have another superset that I do on a regular basis currently, and that is the Renegade row and the bodyweight squat. Now the Renegade row, you place the bells in a triangle, so bells close together, and your legs are wide apart. This creates, again, what do we need? Stability, and again, it's the Pro kettlebell because I love that stability effect that I'm getting from that bell. Now we have that plank position or sprawl position, and now we pull 1 bell after the other up. Now this is not just back work, this is abdominal work, this is leg work, this is focus, this is control, this is core. Everything has to fire if you don't want to jump around, dance around, and do some Zumba moves as you pull those bells up. So your whole body is doing some work. And now the body weight squat, when we stand up, we're finally liberated from pulling those heavy suckers close to the body. The body weight squat is such a relief, and we never want to underestimate the body weight squat in and all by itself, because I guarantee you, if you do hundreds of these, even if you are a strong power lifter, you will feel them the next day. Finally, we have a complex. This is not just one exercise. We have a couple of exercises and we mix it into one. And yes, you're seeing a 64 kilogram kettlebell. So we do a deadlift, then we do a row, then we jump back, we do one heavy swing, one heavy clean, and once that sucker lands overhead, or not overhead, at the chest actually, then we squat down as deep as your hips allow you to, and then you stand back up. This is such a beast. It is so tough to do a heavy front squat where you have to grab the kettlebell by the horns and then grab it as if your life depends on it. And this is one of my strength building exercises. I love to do everything with kettlebells, and a heavy kettlebell, squatting a heavy kettlebell as deep as possible, standing back up. This is just a match made in heaven for strength, and it's gonna take you through hell. Of course, it doesn't have to be a 64 kilogram kettlebell. You can also grab a lighter one. The idea is we combine a lot of these most bang for your buck exercises, and then we merge it into one. This is the power of kettlebells and body weight combined. I believe if you're able to finish this year strong with body weight and kettlebells, in January, when everybody goes nuts and they have to change their body and new me, new year, whatever, you are already at an advantage. So learn these exercises as soon as possible and you're gonna make massive gains. Here's the next thing that you have to do: clean and press that like and subscribe button, share with a friend who's interested in kettlebells, and if you made it this far, download my free ebook in the first link in the description. It's called the Kettlebell Code. Listen, if you're over 40, 50 or 60, you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to take care of your fitness, this is where the kettlebell comes in, and I'm showing you a shortcut to success. Over 15,000 downloads, can't be wrong. I've invested a lot of these 10 years of experience into these close to 30 pages. I'm giving you massive value, and the best thing about it is 100% free. Your shortcut to success. So what are you waiting for? You find it in the first link in the description.